On this tune, it's a little bit more upbeat, beachy kind of vibe, and we're playing to a lot of programming. So we're going to be fitting into a lot of existing sounds. So we've taken a different approach on the drum kit. You want to speak to any of that?
Yeah, so since there's a lot of programming on this tune, that's kind of driving the bus. So this is more just to kind of fit in with it, which is we chose a really dead kick sound and just adding some percussive elements to the kit to kind of make it blend in a little better with what's already there. Putting a bandana and the hi-hat to kind of get rid of some of the brightness from it and just kind of make it more of like a...
just the closing cheap chatter of it. Yeah, and we also have all of the drums slightly muted. So we're not trying to create a lot of overtone here. Correct. We're trying to fit in and meld in with the programming because we're trying to inject a human feel and a little bit of flow to the drums.
It's like subdivision. You're like adding subdivision to something that feels really static and just giving it like more shape.
Yes, exactly. So got all the mics in position. We've got the SC1 set up in a Glenn John style overhead, and then the SD5 on the kick. So there again, this is going to be our primary core microphone to capture the drums. We've got the SD3 on the snare drum, SP1 on the hi-hat. And the reason that I'm adding the SP1 is because of the way Logan has set the hi-hat up. With the bandana, it's kind of muted. And normally, the Glenn John style of overheads picks up sufficient hi-hat. You know, I don't really put a hi-hat mic up all the time. Yeah. So that's because of the treatment he's got going there, which I love. And then the final drum mic element is the DLX Sphere. And then we're gonna capture that as a mono room mic, find something that kind of accentuates and gives us a little bit of space around this tighter, more concise sound. Okay, brother. So I feel like I made all the choices appropriately for the polarity. Do me a favor, I'm just gonna record you out in space so I can just have a visual confirmation. Would you give me a couple kick drums, please?
Yep.
Great, hold on one sec. So once I've done the sort of check, sort of one by one, comparing each microphone to the kick drum, then I'm going to now look and visually confirm that my choices are holding up. So we've got this positive kick amplitude, it's matched in all of the microphones. You know, sometimes when you have a mic close on something, it will look like the transient, the amplitude begins in the negative, and that's fine because over time, as you can see, all of this stuff is not in agreement, and that's where we get the combining and cancellation of sound. That's why mic distance and placement is so important because you're trying to achieve a combined sound. But to me, where you're gonna suffer the most from phase and polarity inaccuracies or, you know, where they're not complementing each other is in the low end. So this is my way of kind of confirming that all the low-end choices, everything's matched to the kick drum. I want to just kind of experiment with different mic selections in the hemisphere and sphere I'm going to choose. So would you give me just the kick drum again, please? Snare drum, please, sir. And would you now do kick and snare? Hey, friend, go ahead and play, kick, snare, hi-hat. Okay, cool, hang tight for me for a second. I was purposely looking for ribbon microphones because they have a figure 8 pattern, because I want to hear the sort of closer proximity of the drum kit to because the room mic is not terribly far away, so I want to get some of that direct sort of sound, and then and on the back of the microphone and the figure 8 pattern, I want to hear the room a little bit. And I also tend to like ribbon mics for rooms as an overall sound, just because it's a bit darker, the high end is much smoother. I think I've got a pretty good starting selection of emulations for the mics. I'm gonna wanna get the guys in here because the three of them are the composers and musicians on this. So the two things I want you guys to like scope out with me is, what direction we're headed in with the drum sound and how it's fitting in.
Coming in right before the air.
Thoughts on the drum pattern first?
You guys have anything? I love it.
Yeah, awesome. I'm really digging what he's playing in there. And
Okay.
thinking it sounded really great.
All right, man. Well, we're all into the part, and now I just kind of want to talk to them about the sound a little bit. Would you just play on your own?
I'm gonna start with the kick.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
My only wonder is, if we listen again, is if the snare drum is too dark.
Gotcha.
I was wondering. Okay. With like bottoms, the snares on the bottom feel a little too loud.
Or it feels too bright, or like
Too much of that sound.
Is that well, can we try a different selection here? Maybe that'll.
Maybe try the 545
Yeah,
or 57.
just go through them, yeah.
I'll start on the 57.
That tames that a little bit.
Maybe too much.
Yeah.
Can we? Hey, Logan, let's do this in context.
Okay.
So far in just the four you've selected, I feel like in terms of like dark or not accentuating that, it's either the 57 or the 409.
I agree. I really like.
So
I really like the 57.
You like the 57
Yeah.
the most? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's.
Here we go, back into the air. I think that's getting it for me.
Because we're making a comparison now about two microphones on the snare. We're between a 57 and a 409.
Okay.
At first, I agree with the 57 as a holistic sound of the drums, but then when I'm listening into it pairing with the programming, I feel like the weight of the it is dull. The 409 is a little bit duller and maybe a little bit more hollow sounding, but I feel like it creates space for
the 808 snare like the program snare that exists already.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Whenever we originally switched back to the 57, it had a little bit more brightness that I think that I thought that I wanted, and then we switched back to the 409, and it kind of brought a little bit more of the drum kit like as a whole together, I felt like. So
Okay.
I think I'm more in agreement with the 409 as well.
Yeah, I think the 57 just kind of pokes out a bit more than the 409. And when you listen to it by itself, it's cool because it accentuates that, but we have that other snare that's already there, so altogether it makes more sense to use the 409 because it varies a little underneath that.
Yeah, I'm in agreement as well. If Logan wants me to go in there and dance, I could do that.
Actually, that would be very encouraged.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Hey, get that dancing fool out of the hallway.
The dancing was very distracting.
Okay, no more dancing.
That was pretty mint. It was a beautiful performance. And coming out of that C was really good. So now we've got the drum track down. I thought we'd just do a cool little kind of percussion pass of just random stuff that we can decorate with. You've got yourself a selection of percussion stuff to feel your way through the arrangement, yeah?
I have no idea what's going to happen, but.
So we're going to do this with just one microphone. We're going to use the DLX Sphere, but I've turned it 90 degrees so that we can use it in a stereo pattern. Probably put a little delay pedal on it, perhaps, or something, just to kind of give it a little bit of vibe. If you would play me, what do you think is going to be like the cowbell and this guy?
The loudest thing would, yeah, be like this.
Yeah, so if you just kind of tap around on those, I'll go get it set up. That's pretty wild.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's cool, right? What does it sound like if you give me a snare hit with the snares off? I wouldn't mind a pass with a couple of those. One more time from the top.
Here it comes.
Perfect, man. I think there's enough nuggets in there. We can kind of go back through them later and comp together some nuggets.
Sweet.
Okay, so that is you on this tune. We're gonna pivot and now do a little acoustic guitar overdub for this.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
So we've got the SC1 here. We've been loving the SC1 on acoustic guitars, especially because of the flexibility you get through the Hemisphere mic modeling software. You get to choose, 8 different microphones.
Yeah, I think it's 8
awesome.
different microphones.
Yeah, so without even moving a muscle, you can test out so many different options and so many different sounds. Can you play the part for me? I just want to kind of listen to it. And that's basically it, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So we're gonna be aiming the microphone kind of directly at this 12th fret here because it has a really nice balance between the body and the high end of the guitar. You ready?
Yeah.
Cool.
Make those strums nice and bright and big, you know?
Gotcha.
Decide on our microphone here.
57 first.
This is really good. I think we need to add a little bit of reverb for a little shimmer.
Yeah, how about the UA pure plate?
That opens it up real nice.
Yeah, makes it sit in the space really well, and I think it's a nice part.
All right.
Works
So
for
that's
me.
a wrap there. Good stuff. Good
Nice.
stuff. Awesome
stuff, guys.
Yeah, yeah.